Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to this messy Blunt Force Healing podcast, episode number 711. And I hope to make it short today because, first of all, I screwed up 2 nights in a row and I went really late to sleep. I think first night it was completely terrible. I think I went about 4 a.m. in the morning. Then I think it wasn't 2 nights in a row. It was just one that I went through and went to bed around 4 a.m. and then I slept another night fairly well. And then yesterday again, I stayed until, I don't know, 1:30 or 2. I think it was 2 a.m. before I went to sleep. And then this morning I had to wake up and drive to pick up something, but about it I will be talking tomorrow because this podcast and blog/journal is about going back into previous day and updating you about the previous day. So today is Thursday and I will be talking about Wednesday, which was pretty standard day by our standards recently, since we started operating that small business with the mobile sauna. And also because of that, I need to wrap up fairly quickly and get back to sleep because tomorrow morning I need to. Wednesday was the first day of school for Julian. So kind of milestone worth mentioning. They will go for 3 days, well, today and tomorrow, and then probably the proper year, homework, etc., everything starts. It's his 6th class, so in Irish system he will be transitioning to a vocational school or whatever the next type of school from next year. So that was a nice year. New teacher, 2 new friends in class. So quite a smooth and standard start of the school year. While he was at school, Elizabeth and myself, we drove to Rusnala for a very relaxing stay at the beach with some scones and coffee. And I must tell you that it was such a relief because it was the first day that I didn't have to think about work, my corporate job, at all. I fully departed yesterday evening or kind of overnight between Tuesday and Wednesday. My SSO, meaning the single sign-on access to all the services, all the resources, has been revoked as per plan after my handover, and I am no longer working full-time in a corporate job. Technically, I'm still employee of that company until the end of September because of how the whole redundancy package works, and my garden leave just started. But I thought that it will be an anxious time, and probably a couple of years back I would be feeling really anxious. But after 10.5 years of really grinding it, especially first couple of years being like the employee that is almost 24/7 available, really getting through multiple roles, multiple hats, because it was a very mature startup, having a lot of customers and great revenue, but at the same time didn't have structure, full kind of operational schema and other stuff. So it still needed a lot of development. And it was great time, to be honest. I've learned a lot. I evolved along those years, but then obviously when it's established itself, further years were less exciting. I remember burning out a couple of times in the last 5-6 years. So it was a signal, or kind of a sign, to change jobs. And I was thinking I was on the verge of changing jobs, but there were always things that disrupted any kind of pursuit for that, or searching for another company. There was always something in life that was happening, and this job was fairly good in terms of pay and comfort. But when you stay in comfort for too long, it's not a good thing. It makes it harder to change anything. And I was basically not evolving at all. And since we started this business with Sauna, I feel better. Almost every day we are at the beach. I meet new people. We earn fairly good money for first 2 months of operating the business, and now getting the whole burden of all these years and roles off my chest, feeling really departed. It lifted me a lot. It's hard to describe, but on the mental side, it's an amazing feeling. Even though I left a lot of people behind in terms of working every day with them, but a lot of them I still have contact with, and we have separate means to touch base together, not just a phone, but separate kind of Discord area or Discord server. So we all land there as ex-employees, and current employees also are there. So it's a very nice place. So it feels like you still are with those people, but you leave the company behind, which is great. Totally different feeling than in the past when I was leaving other companies. It felt like you're detaching from people completely. Here it's slightly different. So great stuff. We spent some time at the beach. Then I picked up Julian. We had some dinner, and we departed or deployed to Rosnala for the evening. It was a good evening. We had fairly decent revenue, good couple of bookings, especially later on during the evening. And I drove fairly close to the water, because it was the tide was still going out, and I knew that it will only start coming back about half an hour maybe, until we will need to drive off the beach. So it was safe on the sand, even though it was kind of fairly wet. It was hard enough to drive onto and stay onto, but the problem started in the evening as we were wrapping up. A huge rain came above Rosnala, and because of how rain works and soaks the sand, it became even softer, and I was really afraid that we won't be able to pull the sauna away from that wet sand. But after a bit of struggle, we were able to pull it off and safely leave Rosnala. So it was a good day from a couple of perspectives, but it was like a double milestone. First, it was my departure from work, and second, it was the start of a new year for Julian. So nothing special, but a couple of highlights. That's it for today. Thank you very much for being here. I always say that I appreciate you and your time spent on reading, listening, or watching, and watching. And I always do. It's all about being genuine and transparent. Most of my episodes, if they're not too long, I don't even edit. It's a one-go recording, so we'll see how it goes. I will have now more time to think about the next stage for this blog and podcast as well. Not sure where it will go, but for now, I'm enjoying the life of 9 to 5, and I don't know, maybe I will join another company. I'm not sure, but it must be a very good deal if I do. Otherwise, I will be working contracts in different spaces that I have skill set in. So a lot of searching on my side and sales type of work to make sure that people buy into my services, but it's a great time. Thanks a lot. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.